Hello, gentlemen. My name is MC Cheshire. I usually do video games. Today we're doing book. Today we're doing book by a guy who made video game that I like, and he also wrote book. And so I go back to book to read book because I finished video game, and it's similar. This is a book called Sacred and Terrible Air by Robert Kurvitz. It's from 2013. As far as I'm aware, he wrote it, and then it wasn't very popular, and then he sort of adapted the world he made for the book into a video game called Disco Elysium, which is now one of my all-time favorite pieces of media because I'm super pretentious and it was really good. Mostly nobody will watch this. However, I have a Discord server where people are, and we're going to read it together. And the idea, right, is that I'll read the book one chapter at a time, and we'll keep up one chapter at a time. And if you're, following along, you can get the book or pirate it. I don't care, man. And read it on your own, and then, we discuss in the server. Or you can just listen to my video and discuss in the server, because this isn't just going to be me reading the words like an audiobook. When shit happens and I have thoughts, I will chime in. This is a let's read together type situation. The same way as if I was playing a video game and something happened, I would be reacting to it. So, this is, you get it, whatever. Let us begin. Sacred and Terrible Air. My heart will not rest until it rests in you. St. Augustine. I had to read that guy's completed works in high school because I went to a Christian prep school. It was horrible. He was not a bad writer, though. Foreword. This translation is the result of a deep love for the Elysium world, first brought to life for English-speaking audiences through the memorable Disco Elysium game. We are a couple of fans who, like many others, wanted to devour everything else set in the same universe after we finished our tearful and emotional playthrough. We were greatly animated when we found out about the existence of a book, yet quickly saddened when it became clear that it was not available in English. Even worse, the Estonian original was also out of print by the time we discovered it. Further investigation turned out that an English translation had been planned, even in the works at one point, but fell into uncertainty and seemingly indefinite postponement due to the complexities regarding the fight over Zaum's IP rights and legal troubles. It pisses me off! Thus, we decided to go ahead and arrange the translation ourselves. We were able, with some effort, to acquire a copy of the Estonian Puha Jaund Lon, I can't say that, then used our own funds to pay for a professional translator and an English editor to complete the work. What you have in front of you is the outcome of several months of painstaking work to not only bring the original writing into English, but also deal with the complex turns of phrase and novel concepts involved in the book, in a way that is faithful both to the original author and the existing translations from the Disco Elysium game. There are many instances where we had to think and work closely with the whole team in order to bring forth the meaning of a certain word, sentence, or concept. Of course, we didn't have access to the author himself, though we would have loved to, and so, in some situations, we had to go with our own interpretation and adaptation. If we got it wrong, we apologize in advance, and we hope you'll forgive us. As bonus content that wasn't in the book but completes it nicely, we have 2 blog posts from the www.zaum.ee blog run by the Zaum Collective in the 2000s, unfortunately now defunct. We translated them directly from the blog archives. We also added a glossary for your reference with some of the less familiar terms and place names with descriptions taken from Disco Elysium. Needless to say, if at any point a real translation created with the author's blessing does occur, we will be the first in line to get a copy, and hope you will too. If you find this work useful and would like to support us for the effort, any amount in Bitcoin is welcome here, but only if your heart says so, and then we have like a crypto address. If you want the crypto address, let me know. Enjoy, and remember, no truce with the Furies. Chapter 1. Charlottesjal. It looks like it might be Charlottesville. Charlotte's? J, A with 2 dots over it, L. Charlottesjal. Charlottesjal. Yeah, that sounds right. That sounds like something someone from a different country would say. This summer resort near Vasa swallowed up 4 Lund girls. Along with their small bones and sun-bathed skins, an entire era vanished. 6 kilometers of winding coastline, a popular swimming spot in the 50s, rows of changing cabins, high reeds rustling in the wind. There you can find the era conservatives mourn, back when parents could send their kids to the beach unsupervised with 2 real for ice cream and bus fare in their summer shorts pockets, worriedly shaking their heads and hiding the news from Messina, Grad, and Gottwald, where, so it seemed to them, every week tiny skeletons were found cast into someone's furnace. Every week, someone's daughter who had been kept in the basement for 30 years escaped into the streets and cried out for help. But not here. Here! This is social democracy, and the soft peach blossoms of social democracy, its gentle social programs from these progressive things. The broken soul of man starts to feel good. This strange, technical urge to construct a secret underground room will never reach these outskirts. Here, we have a ventilation system whose openings on the garden lawn are disguised as miniature clay windmills. Those dark, feverish fits of the mind, they cool down in the chilly mists of the outskirts, the breath of distant blue glaciers. It freezes those sick thoughts in a man's head. Vasa. You'd rather live there. And then, on one Tuesday morning, when there were white clouds in the blue sky, 4 sisters, Madge, who was 5, Annie Elin, who was 12, Malin, who was 13, and Charlotte Lund, 14 years old, go to the beach to swim together. They take 2 real in cash, 4 pairs of swimming clothes, food and drinks, and 2 large towels and 2 beach bags. At 9:30 a.m., they board the horse-drawn tram from Lovisa, a suburb of Vasa. The tram driver remembers them well. Today, 20 years later, it is the highlight of the day for Roland, who lives in a nursing home when he can talk about it. The eldest bought tickets for everyone. To Charlottesjal. 40 cents. 10 cents per ticket. If they had gone even one stop further, it would have been 20 cents per ticket. I remember it very well. That's where the country lines start, and the tariff is twice as high. But my goodness, what a beautiful girl, so polite, too. That oldest one, Charlotte. The old man rattles rhythmically. I didn't know it yet. I read it in the newspaper later, and then I went straight to the police. Without delay, every second counted. At 10:25 a.m., the girls get off at Charlottesjal Beach. They thank the tram driver one by one, and they are good children. It's hot on the beach that morning, and there are only a few people. The girls then meet Agnetha, the ice cream shop saleswoman. Agnetha is still a student 20 years ago, and works in an ice cream shop for her summer job. Malin and Annie Ellen buy 4 ice creams, 2 vanilla, 1 lime, and 1 chocolate. The rest of the girls can't be seen. The blinds are drawn to block out the sun, and the only uncovered window is next to the counter, presenting a commercial display. On a weekday morning, the clientele is sparse. Young Agnetha knows the girls and their well-established taste preferences. Peppermint, Malin's favorite, is not available on that day, and thus a little confusion arises. Unexpectedly, in addition to ice cream, the girls also buy 3 meat pies in oil batter. This brings the bill to 1 real and 50 cents. The girls exit the store, and Agnetha notices a man in their company from the uncovered window next to the counter. There's nothing more Agnetha can remember about the man. Age, height, clothing, whether there was more than one man, or, as Agnetha would later wonder, if there even was a man. This is the last time the girls are ever seen again. The 4 daughters of Anne Margaret, who had been sworn in as Minister of Education 2 days ago, and paper manufacturer Carl Lund disappear. The press starts a years-long love affair with the case. Every little detail is brought out in newspaper columns, and thus, the Lund girls are brought deep into the memory of a nation. The disappearance story itself became one of the most prestigious unsolved cases across the Riel Belt. At about 12:40, 5 hours and 20 minutes before 6 o'clock, when the girls are expected home, and about 30 minutes before the ice cream shop, 3 boys are sitting in the living room. The sun is shining through the strip curtains, making the room look golden, and the boys are classmates for 2 of the sisters. The tall, freckled boy is holding a phone to his ear.
"Come on, call already! Do it!"
urges the blonde boy from behind. Well, if it doesn't make a great impression if I call 3 hours before we agreed. The fat Elmara immigrant pulls on the sleeve of the tall boy. Really, Therese? Call! Something's wrong! I know, says Therese, and the steel dial rings under his finger. The terrible noise of time approaches, the most violent sound in the world. There's no longer a golden light that falls on the room, but a very deep, pale. All the distances there are insurmountable. There is a horror vacui between every object and the next. That's the end of chapter 1. How many fucking chapters does this book have? Hold on. This is It's only 20 chapters. This is not a long book. 300 pages. As we're gonna breeze through this. I'm in my closet leaning against a mattress that I'm not using because I'm sleeping on a futon right now. But I like how it's written. Overall impressions. I've read a lot of books where the word-to-word flow sucked. And it doesn't suck here. Really seems to be... I mean, it's a Disco Elysium book. It's not a Disco Elysium book. It's a book by the guy who made Disco Elysium. Same fucking difference. It's obviously going to be very political. It feels very political. 4 girls go missing. Controversial, unsolved case. Is it gonna be about that? Are we gonna have like a Life is Strange? How... It kind of feels sacrilegious to bring up Life is Strange in the same breath as Disco Elysium. But, is it going to be like a Life is Strange, you think you're reading a personal story, and then it evolves into, actually, all the things that happened that were bad in the past are all going to be relevant to the story here? Or is this just tone setting for the world and the town we're going to be exploring? I'm really curious, but it made me want ice cream. Not the not the disappearance of the children, just the fact that they went and got ice cream. I was like, damn, I could go for like an ice cream cone on a summer day right now. I haven't done that since I was a kid. Actually, I haven't done that since I was in New York and the ice cream boat came to the dock. That was sick. Anyway, Sacred and Terrible Air was written by Robert Kurvitz. Most of the music you hear in this video was composed by British Sea Power for the game Disco Elysium. The art you're looking at and the art in the thumbnail was by Dave McKean in a work called The Graveyard Book. And the song you're listening to right now is a cover of My Bloody Valentine's When You Sleep by a guy named ILY Frank H on YouTube. I'll be linking that in the description if you want to listen to it. It's heavenly. Heavily recommend it. If you want to join the Discord, if you somehow fucking saw this video without being from it, links in the description. See you next chapter.